Hey guys, so Leo asked a question. Thank God, because just thank you, Leo, for breaking up the monotony of I don't know what to talk about. So Leo asked about chopsticks. He actually left a couple of comments on my last video. The first one being along the lines of how do foreigners react when you use chopsticks? Can you use chopsticks? Do restaurants get surprised when you are able to use them? And then the other one is evidently he's been trying to eat with chopsticks for the last couple days and says they're incredibly bad for eating rice with, and that he's having trouble, and that he thinks that it's perfect for ramen. So Leo, let's talk about it a little bit. Chopsticks. Yes, I can use chopsticks. I've been able to use chopsticks since I was about 10 or 12 years old. We ate a lot of Asian food in my house, and it was just one of those things, if you get sent home from the takeout place with enough sets of the wooden ones, then, eventually you learn to use them. Funny things about Korean chopsticks, though, most of the chopsticks at home that I was used to are either the wood ones from takeout, or I actually had a bunch of pairs of like the nice, designed chopsticks, but they were wood, like lacquered wood, or they were some kind of plastic. Chopsticks in Korea are metal. Almost always. I mean, you can still get the wooden takeout ones. When I go up to like the Family Mart and I buy a cup of ramen, they put the wooden ones in there like you would with any takeout. But these are the ones that you get in restaurants or that you eat with at home. The metal ones are a little harder to use because they'll slip and slide some, and I know there are a couple people here that, it took them a little while to get used to them being metal. I latched on pretty quick. As you can see, it's kind of like American silverware. They're actually pretty flat on one side, so you just kind of... But yeah, so chopsticks. As far as rice, if you're having trouble eating rice with chopsticks, you're probably not eating Asian-style rice. There are different kinds of rice. There's also different ways to cook your rice. Rice here especially is very sticky. When you go to eat it, it clumps together in balls. The rice that I buy is actually like pre-cooked in packets because I don't have a rice cooker yet. And when I even take a spoon and scoop it out of the container, it sticks to the spoon. It's very sticky. So when you go to pick it up, you're not scooping because the rice is falling apart. You're picking up just a clump at a time. So that's my feelings on that. And yeah, I know there are definitely kinds of rice where it's hard to eat. I had that problem a lot at home too because I liked using chopsticks. It was fun. But there were definitely some kinds of rice that we used in America that didn't clump like that, and so you couldn't eat with chopsticks as easily. Other things about like restaurants, I mean, no one really acts really surprised that I can use chopsticks because it's kind of expected. If you're coming over here, you should know how to use chopsticks. Because a lot of restaurants, I don't even think they have forks to give you if you ask for it. But the saving grace of Korea is that you always get a spoon. Koreans eat two-handed. You have your chopsticks and you have your spoon. Normally, if you're eating rice, you don't even actually have to do this. The Korean way is actually to put it on the spoon and go that way. They eat a lot of soups too. You always get a spoon when you're eating. Yeah, so when you go into a restaurant and you sit down, you have chopsticks, you have a spoon. So if you can at least navigate the spoon and just kind of use the chopsticks to push stuff onto the spoon, you're pretty much set. One other thing I wanted to make note of because I think these are adorable and kind of awesome. So obviously, like I said, the metal chopsticks are kind of hard to use. If you're having a hard time using them, like, a couple of my coworkers were, you can always go with training chopsticks. All of the kids at my school use these. They have all kinds of different little characters and colors and shapes and designs and everything for them. But yeah, basically, I'm not going to open these because I actually bought these for Iris and Lorna. But they have little hoops on them here, and you basically slip your fingers into them, and it lets you just kind of pinch. And you can use chopsticks that way. And like I said, all of the little kids at my school use those. They'll start off with when they're little babies, they get a fork and a spoon, like in the baby set, and they eat with those, and then once they're big enough to basically go like this, then they get moved up to training chopsticks. So that's all I've got for today. Leo, thanks again for asking the questions. All the rest of you guys, step it up. Please ask me some questions. For more on the training chopsticks, Eat Your Kimchi actually has a really funny video. They didn't like them, but they have a really great video where you can actually see how they're being used and they play games with them and stuff. So I'll put that in the comments as well. I'm going to get off here though because I have to go to school. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.